Interesting Earth power there protecting something. However, the substitute comes out and that gets free value. Very good term for iceberg. Uh, Once the Earth power off, gets the Goldango in. Looking like he's chilling here, yeah. Grassy Seed Moon comes out. Yeah, interesting game here. Fun team. Aragon approved. All right. Just waiting on Jello versus Madaraaaa to start. As we see the acrobatics coming out. Ivy Cudgel doesn't do very much. Bolt will get a Draco off, KO the Moon. However, that kind of puts him out of position a little bit here. Lando Y comes in, yeah. Moonblast can be an Earth Power, probably, yeah. There goes Bolt, and then the game's basically over. So we see the Earth Power come out and knock out the Wellspring. GG. All right, so welcome everybody to the stream. We're gonna have Jello versus Madaraaaa. This is, I believe, round 4 of OSTT. Check the bracket really quickly here. Official Smogon doubles tournament. Of course, it takes me to the wrong page. Yeah, so this is the 3-0 bracket. Should be a good match here between two strong players. They've played a couple times the last few months. Kind of curious to see how this round goes. I believe they played in DLT and maybe before that in kickoff. So these two players. They're not strangers to facing each other. Should be an exciting series. We're just waiting for the games to go up here before anything happens. I'll get the. Oh, wait. Just waiting for the game to start. Let's see. I got baited. Where is the game? Bro. Just bro. I guess we're watching some OU. Oh my goodness. Why is it Gen 1 Little Cup? What the hell is this? Oh my goodness. Why is this a tier? Why is this a format? What are we doing? Surely this is more interesting. Oh yes, this is peak content. Primal Kyogre versus Primal Groudon. Okay, I've just messaged Jello. Jello says the game might be in a couple minutes, so for now we'll just watch this game here. We'll see the Primal Kyogre use Scald. The Primal Groudon comes in, sets the sun. Kyogre's gonna have to switch out here. Don't really know much of anything about Gen 6 Ubers, but this is the kind of mods I would imagine are top tier. Kyogre comes in again. Gonna click a water move or ice move maybe to catch the Salamence coming in here. Or no, Darkrai is just sacked. Uh, as Ice Beam does come out, uh, pretty safe there. Darkrai's paralyzed. It's gonna take another one with the quartered speed in Gen 6. And Knights is gonna come in and threaten a big double edge here. As it knocks out. Oh, it doesn't knock out the Primal Kyogre, which uses Ice Beam and KOs the Megaments. What a game. As we see Richard Milliplane, or however you say that, goes up two Pokemon here. Primal Kyogre is going to go down. As the Arceus Rock comes in, probably clicking E-Speed, or it might just outspeed naturally, maybe Judgment. I'm curious what they run Rock for. Maybe that beats Yveltal. Rayquaza. No, Rayquaza's illegal. What am I saying? Uh, yeah, there's a Judgment. Down goes Kyogre Primal. Clefty comes in. Uh, maybe stack more spikes or click T-Wave, or whatever the last move is here. Once we see the Groudon comes in, takes more chip, getting kind of low. We see a Toxic come out. That's pretty big. That's going to kind of put this Groudon out of commission. Let's see. Check the game here. No game. SMH. Primal Groudon comes back in again. Dies to the Lava Plume, however, Toxic is going to rack up, and the Groudon can no longer switch out as Gengar comes in with the Shadow Tag, knocks out the Groudon, and goes up to Garib 2.0's final two Pokemon. Clefty comes in again, probably a T-Wave coming out here. I wonder if you just go back to Klefki if you're Richard here. So, oh, there we have the match. Okay. So, we see Spam with Gyapdos, Landoi, and Tornadus, paired with Spam with Iron Crown and Indeedee, against bulkier Semi-Room here with Blood Moon Ursaluna plus P2 as a Trick Room component, as well with faster mons like Gyapdos, Goldango, Rilla, and Volcanion. Volcanion really a Semi-Room staple for the last couple of gens here. Uh, all right, so I think key here for this matchup is obviously preserving the Rillaboom for Madara. Doesn't want to give free Psychic Terrain control to Jello here, or else the crown, while not as crazy as Deoxys, will still be very, very threatening, particularly if it's the Calm Mind variant. Uh, we have, let's see, Gyapdos as well on both sides. Very interesting to see a Gyapdos mirror here. As we see the Chi-Yu plus the Torn lead. That threatens a lot of things on Madara's team. However, the P2 lead, plus Gyaptos, is pretty safe. Covers a couple options. Threatens a knockout on the Chi-Yu. Torn can't really set Tailwind because then if it does, P2 just sets Trick Room. Um, so I think that's a pretty good lead for Madara. However, if you're not Scarf here, you are threatened by the Torn potentially. Uh, Torn may want to just click Taunt here. Trick Room looks quite solid. There's not really much standing in the way of a Blood Moon or Luna from Jello's end. So probably looking to deny Trick Room here with Taunt, or maybe just doubling down the P2, hoping for a Dark Pulse flinch or whatever. Um, Also depends on what the Chi-Yu item is here. No information revealed from the ability activation. Gyapdos does not have an ability like that. Um, However, it could very well be Scarf here. Um, I might actually know this team, but because I've seen it before, but I can't remember anything about it. As we see Terra Ghost, Sunny Day comes out. However, this seems to be a free Volcanion switch in, and P2 is gonna live whatever. Oh, it does not. That is a Specs Overheat and Sun, picking up the clean knockout on the Porygon 2. That's a lot of damage. Uh, as Gyapdos switches out for nothing. However, Jello does use his Terra. That was exactly the kind of aggressive play he needed to make there. In danger from the Trick Room going up. Now this puts Madaraaaa in a very awkward position. Doesn't have speed control anymore unless this is Tailwind Gyapdos, which also might struggle anyway into what's on the field already. Uh, Volcanion does come in. However, with the sun boosted heat waves, but the Chiyu, even at -2, can probably still like hit the Gyapdos for a lot, and Bleak Wind from Torn as well. Uh, U-turn Gyapdos implies Scarf to me, I think. So this does force Jello to maybe take some action to click Tailwind here or something. However, he now has pretty much total control over the speed control for the rest of the game, which I think gives him an immense advantage for early on. I'm surprised the P2 went down there. Probably not special defensive. Calc that really quickly. I probably shouldn't be underestimating Chiyu, but doubles all out attacker, Porygon 2, doubles OU Trick Room, in Sun with Overheat. Oh wow, that is a lot of damage. Never mind, that is that is a lot. Wow, that's impressive that it does that much. I would not have guessed that. An overheated Sun is really just that strong from Chiyu. Uh, I do wonder with the specs to you here, it probably doesn't have too much bulk. Gyapdos probably can hit it really hard with a Brave Bird here. However, the Brave Bird goes into the Tord, and Overheat comes out into the Gyapdos, and the Gyapdos dies, even at -2 special attack. The Suit Wave comes out from the Volcanion, only does 57 to Chiyu, which can now freely switch out and probably come back in to click Overheat later. These first two turns have been disastrous. I'd go so far as to say this probably wins Jello the game from those two. I don't really see a way Madaraaaa can come back from this one. Looking kind of rough here. Rillaboom does come in here. We'll pressure out the Chiyu. However, the Chiyu wants to switch out anyway, so not really much of a loss there from Jello's perspective. As Rillaboom, not going to be that guy. Not going to be able to really, in my opinion, close out this deficit here. As Iron Crown does come in. Probably just looking to sack this. Does get a Bleak Wind off of the Tor and hits the Rillaboom. That's all you really need from this turn. Heatwave's going to come out and probably KO the Crown and maybe a KO the Tor as well, but I think Jello got all the value he doesn't really need the crown in this matchup. Chiyu should be able to come in later and spam Heat Wave. As long as Torn doesn't go down. If Torn goes down here to a Heat Wave, that could be kind of bad. But based on the way that's been played, I'm guessing it's a little bit bulkier. This Chiyu, or it's not Chiyu. Okay, it does KO the crown. Tornadus hangs on barely. Now you can come back out into Lando Eye, which is going to threaten some damage. You do have to be a little bit mindful of a Terra. That's the one way this game could swing back into Madaraa's favor. I think really here Jello needs to make sure he gets up that tailwind. Ensures the speed advantage for the next several turns. I'm not really sure I like that crown switch in there. I think Indeedee might have been better. I guess I can kind of understand it if you're not really planning on using it in this endgame, but I think maybe there was a better option there. However, still very much in the lead here. Lando Eye threatening both targets. A little bit of a 50-50 here. I think you probably just protect the Lando if you're Jello. No reason not to scout out. Get the tailwind up, get in another attacker. And then you'll really be chilling. They're not going to be anything that can withstand Chiyu plus Lando Eye at this point in the game. Oh, and his Scarf make it rain. He doesn't click Tailwind. However, he gets the Earth Power off into the Volcanion. Despite the Shuka, still picks up the KO. Wow. I'm not sure. I pretty much disagree just entirely with not clicking Tailwind there. I think that was extremely free. Uh, however, does KO the Volcanion, picks up that last knockout that I think really was needed to secure this game here as Gapdos comes in. Uh, Grassy's Herd Ursaluna Blood Moon is interesting. However, you're still quite weak on the special end. And Landoi is going to hit you pretty hard. Landoi should be able to hang on there after the special attack drop from last Make It Rain. Two-thirds of 58 is less than 42%, so it should be pretty safe here to just click Earth Power again, probably into the Ursaluna slot. Although, it's probably also safe to just Earth Power into the Goldango, Braver into that slot, cover the Rilla, switch it. Um, However, I do think this is like slightly dicey given the lack of Tailwind there, because now your Chiyu is also threatened by the Goldango because it's so low and it's not a fire type anymore. I really just disagree with that looking Tailwind there. I think that's kind of bizarre. Uh, However, should still be okay here. Terra Steel comes out, knocks off the Scarf with the Scarf Gapdos, and KOs the Goldango. Well played there from Jello. However, Blood Moon is going to get a Hyper Voice off. This game is a little closer than I would have liked it to have been. However, with the Chiyu in the back, you can always reset the terrain here, prevent the glide coming out from the Rilla, and you should be chilling. However, DD comes out first. I don't disagree with that. Actually, yeah, I do, because for some reason the Rillaboom is slower than the Ndidi, probably a speed tie. And now Fake Out is threatened into the Gapdos. Madaraaaa last turn, not really expecting the Scarf knockoff. That's kind of a bit of an uncommon choice, even on Scarf. Although Gapdos gets a lot of good moves, so there's really nothing wrong with that there. However, now you are locked into knockoff. The two targets, so that's not really going to KO. Jealous because I think I made an oopsie. I would unfortunately tend to agree. I think he still has this one here. Chiyu is going to really threaten both the Mons in the back. However, you don't really have a way to re-threaten the or reapply the terrain because you can't switch in without dying. It's a little bit rough. This is probably Calm Mind Blood Moon as well. So if the Ursaluna gets one Calm Mind off here, it's actually looking quite bad for Jello. I think going into Chiyu first was definitely just the play because then you could switch in DD after to get the right terrain control. However, now you're stuck with grass terrain on the field. Glide is always going to threaten. Now you do have follow me here. However, you lose a little bit of momentum here because you're not immediately threatening damage. Zapdos locked into knockoff. Um, hmm. If this indeed has Helping Hand, maybe you can Helping Hand knock off the rule, but maybe that KOs. Or just Psychic the Blood Moon or something. Kind of depends on what the Blood Moon set is here, how bulky it is, and really just how much the Zapdos can do to the Rilla. As we see Moderate using the full extent of his timer here. Jello sitting at a lot more. Knockoff comes out, knocks off the Assault Mist. However, Woodhammer comes out, does a lot of damage to the NDD. However, it knocks itself out. Hyper Voice from Blood Moon. And Chiyu should be able to come back in here and click Dark Pulse or something to win the game. Madaraaaa protecting here just to get a little bit more. Overheat, yeah, should knock out the Blood Moon. Unless it misses. If it misses, this is game. Knockoff comes out. Overheat lands on the Blood Moon, knocks it out. So although the sequence there wasn't maybe ideal, it still worked out. Really got a lot of momentum there from the first couple of turns and carried it through for the game. Uh, yeah, I think I kind of disagree. If this was Calm Mind, I kind of disagree with not faking out the Zapdos. I guess it's a little bit of a mind game of whether the Chiyu comes in or not. But I think maybe there was something else Madaraaaa could have done there. Unless it's just not Calm Mind at all. Although Grassy Seed makes me think that's what it is. But yeah, well played game there from both players. Madaraaaa a little bit caught off guard with a Sunny Day overheat turn one, just obliterating the P2. Uh, Pretty well played there. As we wait for the next game, just watch this back. Yeah, I think the U-turn there was a loss of momentum. You didn't catch anything in the overheat. That was so bad. And then the Zapdos dying anyway. I really just don't understand why Jello didn't Tailwind. I think that would have made playing around the Goldango a lot easier. Interesting to see double Scarf here by Madaraaaa with Zapdos and Goldango. A little bit interested there. Uh, So all in all, well played. Curious to see what both players will bring to game two. All right, we have the second game up. As we see Pre-Marina set up, this team is old. That's coaching view. That's just going to spam coaching, try to get set up off into this kind of Sun HO here with Ninetales, Chiyu, Walking Wake, and most notably, two Pokemon I've actually never seen together, Zarina and Great Tusk, both rapid spinners. A little bit of overlap in the utility there. Uh, however, uh, interesting into this team of Jellos here. I think Jello kind of struggles to deal with Walking Wake. You do have two switch-ins with Rillaboom and Primarina, but everything else gets hit pretty hard, including Rillaboom probably if the Wake is carrying Flamethrower. Uh, so we'll see how it goes. I think from Madaraaaa, you probably lead offensively here, maybe just Chiyu Torn, uh, or potentially just yeah. I think you got to lead Chiyu Torn would be what I would lead into this, and then from Jello's perspective, I think you probably want to see if you can get like Primarina set up early. So I believe Primarina. I think that catches most things. However, if it's the Zarina out first, then it's not ideal. Okay, so we see Chiyu Walking Wake. Okay, still an offensive lead. Mew without fake out this gen. Beads of Ruin showing that the Chiyu is faster than the Lando T. Potentially one of these, two of these could, both of these mons could both be Scarf. Walking Wake also comes out, threatens the Lando. Uh, so we'll see what happens here. I think Chiyu kind of exerting a lot of pressure. Proving it does come in. That will cover both options. As we see Dark Pulse come out. I'm not sure if I like that play. You take a lot of damage on Chiyu, and you only do like all in all, you'd only end up doing a net 37% to Primarina. So I think Madaraaaa loses a bit of momentum there. However, still in this, as we see the Scarf Lando stopping Tantrum, confirming both Chiyu and Lando tier Scarf. Uh, Snarl comes out from Walking Wake. That's pretty nice. So Zarina comes in. That's a well played turn from Madaraaaa there. Gets the Zarina in. Will block the fake out from Rillaboom. Then pressures the Primarina. Primarina probably forced to protect here. One spin F boost is probably not enough to justify it staying on the field here, unless you burn your Terra, which is there's less cost for that because Madaraaaa also burned his Terra early. However, Zarina threatening a very big, powerful power whip into the Primarina slot. Uh, they can't exactly be ignored. You probably switch into Instant on that slot. However, it does with Walking Wake on the field, that's not exactly safe. As we see Lando T come in here, that's the other Intimidate one that will get the Intimidate off on the Zarina. And we see U-turn come out. It's a pretty big crit for the Intimidate drop on the Rillaboom. Rillaboom goes down a lot. That's a big turn for Madaraaaa here, as he probably can bring something in. Uh, what's up, Shister? So
Surprise Shister appearance.
gaming. We're in game two. Jello took game one. Uh, we have
Jello using his favorite fire water grass core.
yep, the triple starter. Gen 7, Gen 8. As we see Woodhammer coming out, Walking Wake goes down to 6%. However, uh, special attack Walking Wake revealed, not speed boost, which is kind of bad into the Scarflando T here. Unless it's just slow Walking Wake. I guess that's also an option. But either way, uh, Rillaboom does knock itself out. So Instant comes in.
I know exactly what this Walking Wake spread is. It was EV'd to live that Woodhammer.
Oh no. Does it actually have to EV to live that? That's so sad. As we see,
To live the high
as
rolls, yes.
Eject Pack Ninetales, actually a huge item here. That gives a lot of momentum to Madaraaaa. Uh, as he can probably just go back out into Chiyu and threaten with a Choice Scarf Heatwave. And often, actually, instead opts to go into the Tusk. Will threaten the instant here.
Great Goat.
Great Goat, for real. Let's calc that Woodhammer to Walking Wake.
You think this Wake stays in? It probably dies to fake out.
Yeah. You probably go out into this arena here just to block the fake out. Maybe threaten like an ice spinner off into the Lando T. However, if the Lando is could probably just freely click U-turn into the walking wake slot with this free scarf. However, the Tusk coming out here does scream Scarf from the Tusk. So it depends on whether the Lando is adamant or jolly with its Scarf here. Uh, Madaraaaa bringing multiple Scarf mods, both games, is pretty interesting. Uh, probably threatening an Ice Spinner here. I think Scarf is probably the best item on Sun because you get the proto attack and you can just start like hitting things for a lot of damage.
Yeah, you actually just get to max your attack stat out. It's so nice.
Yeah, very high 131 attack. Serena comes in here. We'll block the fake out. Primarina comes in as the Lando T does go for that free U-turn, and gets the incident for free. Uh, However, Primarina is going to go down to the headlong rush. Pretty big loss there. That was one of the mons that could have stood up to the Walking Wake and the Chiyu combo. Uh, and Great Tusk is also free to just click headlong rush again into the instant slot. However, you probably go pivot back down into Lando here. However, Madaraaaa can cover for that with a triple axle, or maybe just even a U-turn into the Mew. As we see close combat, not Scarf, switches up moves. Oko's the ensign, and U-turn comes out from the Mew, as Mew probably clicks Trick Room. Based on the speed interaction there, probably gonna try to get the King Gambit in here. However, I think it's a little bit too little too late with the Ninetales so healthy. Uh, Not exactly a frail one, and I don't think Gambit can Oko it here, as well as the Tusk. This game looks pretty locked for Madaraaaa. With a free mod advantage, and nothing really stopping the Chiyu outside of Trick Room, as long as he can stall this out here.
I do like this Sun team.
Yeah, I think it's pretty well constructed with the Eject Pack Ninetales. That came in pretty clutch into this matchup with Double Intimidate.
We worked on this team for quite a bit in Duck Discord. Spoilers, but we've already used it. It's not really spoilers. That is an Assault Vest Walking Wake set that I personally EV'd to do some funny things.
Oh no. As we see the coaching come out, that is pretty nice. However, if Ninetales is Wisp here, okay, it's not. Just opts to get the crit instead. Built different. Uh, Tusk probably going to want to switch out here with -1, not really doing anything. Terra Dragon is pretty huge here. That actually is the one thing that could maybe save this matchup because now you have Pollen Puff from the Mew, and it looks pretty threatening. And with the walking, you have to maneuver the. Oh, it's
But does it
Sash
get
Tusk.
wisped?
What the hell? As
Oh, it
Ninetales
just
goes
takes out the
down,
Ninetales.
and then Tusk flinches from the Iron Head. I think from Madaraaaa here, you got to position the Draco Meteor from the Walking Wake, or Dragon Pulse, whatever the hell it is, uh, next to the Zarina, so you can't get sucker punched. This screams AV King Gambit here, with the damage that took from a crit overheat and Sun.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate flinch. That might have done some work to seal this game in the other direction, but
I think it's still fine. The Chiyu with the scarf is going to be fine late game. We see Tor come out here. Depending on the bulk, probably not threatened with an Oko from Gambit. I think my
not
biggest concern
yet.
would definitely be the pollen puff coming out from the Mii. You don't want to allow that to happen.
If you can even deny that from happening.
Depends on the Torn speed stat and the Mew speed stat probably. However, I
Any
do think
speed stat.
Walking Wake later is going to be pretty nice into the King Gambit.
Not sure what speed stat has to do with any of that, but yeah, there's a big problem with Pollen Puff here. I'm surprised this Mew is Psychic and not Ice Beam. It's usually Ice Beam if you want another attack.
Okay, we do see the double
Oh,
into that. Knocks it out. Close combat again. That doesn't do very much. And now it's just going to hurt even more when the Mew clicks Pollen Puff. If it has it. Actually, I think if he had it, he probably would have clicked it there. Uh,
Madaraaaa no longer has a way to set up Sun.
that should be fine. With the Chiyu plus, again, the Chiyu plus Arena outside of Trick Room looks so threatening. However, I guess you don't really have a way to protect here, which is a bit of a flaw in this team. So, hmm, probably gonna have to sack something here.
If that Torn doesn't have protect, I'd be very concerned.
There's probably only 2 mons in this team that carry protect. Maybe 3 if you have it on Ninetales, but Ninetales is better move cyclic than protect.
Yeah, need to position this Wake next to the Serena when Trick Room goes down, so that you can get rid of this Gambit with Draco.
Yeah,
That's your main out here. And it looks like Madaraa's Tusk is just going to be ignored as long as it's in, because that
I think
-1 just isn't
I
doing
think
enough.
I think that was kind of the mistake. Should have probably switched out the Tusk. However, a little bit rough with how much damage some of the mons took early game. As we see Madaraaaa using his time again here. Props to Jello for swinging this game around. I think the Trigger was very good, as well as the Terra Dragon was pretty clutch into this matchup, aside from the Wake, which was kind of neutralized by the Trick Room.
Really doesn't have any protects left.
Except for the one Mon that can't really afford to protect. Opts to go into the Wake here. I think I kind of agree with that. As long as the Mew, you have to pray the Mew doesn't have Pollen Puff here, and then the Chiyu can probably knock it out later. Sash Tusk is interesting. We'll see the Protect come out. I disagree with that. I guess it kind of works out there, but like the Tusk is not very high value.
Well, the Tusk now KOs the Gambit.
This is true. However, you have to switch
Or
into
maybe
Zarina.
this does.
You have to switch into Zarina and click Heat Wave here, probably. Actually, this is a little bit of a 50-50 here. Uh,
Are we sure that this is Scarf Chiyu?
yes, it is Scarf. It has to be, because the Lando T was, unless the Wake is like fucking 0 speed. But
The Wake is 332.
okay, so then the Lando T is Scarf and the Chiyu is Scarf, based on speed interactions. So see the sucker comes off, is blocked by the King Gambit lives. Uh, that's pretty rough. That just seals up the game, as King Gambit's just gonna fire away attacks, and it's kind of over now. Wow, that's a very bulky
What
assault
a
as King Gambit.
roll!
I'm
What a
curious what the last move
roll!
on Mew is. We see the Psychic come out, knocks out the Chiyu.
I guess we've never had to confirm if it was like Pollen Puff. It might be Ice Beam for all we know.
I don't think it's Pollen Puff. If it was Pollen Puff, it would have won the game quicker. So yeah, pretty well played by Jello there. Maneuvering a pretty bulky team to outmaneuver a hyper offensive one here. I'd say this one was played a bit more confidently than game one, where there was a couple of things that made the game a little bit closer than it needed to be, but very well played their game too. So congratulations to Jello. We'll move on to 4-0 in OSTT. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.
Wow. That turn 8 was so unfortunate for Madaraaaa.
Yeah,
Probably expected the Pollen Puff to come out, but then it was just another Psychic.
yeah, yeah.
That was some insane intuition on Jello's part.